And that, my friends, is what you call reality. And the real life of an influencer. Fuck. Is strong. I wasn't going to put any peanut butter in this because I was thinking rather just leave it all coffee flavoured and then, I don't know, spoon alongside, but some's going in apparently. I was thinking, why does that taste like a caramel frappuccino? Well, dates, caramel, and then the rest of it is coffee, so it kind of makes sense. Because it's creamy as fuck too. Coconut water for me at this point in my life, well actually not at this point in my life, but just this time of year, is non-negotiable for me. Coconut water. I know I keep showing these on every single social media platform that I have, which is 2. But I won't stop because they are actually the best apples in the whole world, so. I never thought an apple could be this good, but it is actually such an underrated fruit. Just because it's such a normal fruit that I feel like we don't celebrate the apple enough. So yes, I am back in the country that I said I would never return to. And whilst I'm here, I'm also refusing to be here. But surprisingly enjoying it. The sun is out, spring is kind of gradually turning into summer. I'm just counting the blessings of this country. Although I refuse to be here for long, and by that I mean I'll probably be here in 2 months, 3 months. But just know that while I'm here, I'll still be refusing to be here. This morning, as I showed you, I made the most incredible... Can you hear the birds? The birds are loud as fuck. Which is a blessing. I'm not complaining about the birds, but I don't know if you're picking up. There is literally about 164 lawnmowers. But I have said this before, like the moment I start filming, people just get their lawnmowers out. It's like a default setting. So yeah, this morning I made the most delicious smoothie. It tastes like caramel, it tastes like coffee, it tastes like tiramisu, because that's exactly what it is. So I'm currently using, you guys know I've been playing around with vegan protein powders now that I can, and I'm currently using a couple from Fawn. I'm not sponsored at all. I have the chocolate peanut butter one, which is for a whole other video. But today I was feeling coffee. Their tiramisu one is bomb. Usually I put a lot of like frozen berries or like other stuff in my smoothies as well. But I feel like when it's coffee flavor, I had to find a way to make the tiramisu work. Because in my opinion, like coffee flavor with berries and things I'd usually use in smoothies doesn't really mix. I added frozen bananas, caramel squishy medjool dates, scoop of the tiramisu protein powder. Guys, at this point, I don't even want to know how many tablespoons of peanut butter. And it's also, do you know what? It's also coming to the realization that most of my body, well, I was going to say is made up of, but it's like the majority of my fuel actually comes from peanut butter. You would think it would be tahini, but it's not even that. It's genuinely peanut butter. And I don't know how I feel about that. For that reason, I also usually buy peanut butter in bulk now as well. So I'm now using the one from Meridian. So I added like a few tablespoons of that. And then instead of using plant milk like I usually would, I made a cold brew coffee. By that I mean I just made coffee and put it in the fridge to make it go cold. So it's not really cold brew, it's just... So it's not technically a cold brew, but like I just made coffee, put it in the fridge, added some, I think it was oat milk, and then used that as the blender, the binder. It's just a double kick of that intense coffee flavor, but with sweetness. I wanted to talk about training a bit. So today for me has not been like a heavy training day at all. In one of my recent videos, when I was in Sweden actually, I think I put in the title of the vlog, which I then changed because it confused people. I kind of put what I eat in a day as an ultra athlete, and people in the comments were kind of like, what the fuck? The fuck? Like, we know you're an athlete, but how in the world are you an ultra athlete? That's my fault for like never explaining how I actually train. And I think actually, if I'm being really honest, maybe I hold back from this a bit. Because in the past, when people are like, oh, you eat so much, but you're so lean, it must be because you exercise so much. And I was like, no, it's not. It's me genetically. And yes, I do work out hard when I work out. So yeah, that is true. And I said the truth then. But the truth now is that I am training pretty hard. And because I needed a new challenge, I was thinking to myself, I didn't train like a machine all those years for nothing, right? Like not many things make me tired. When I train with my triathlon friends, I'm beating them in 100Ks, etc. I was doing long distance training out there, but just like not showing you guys and then speaking about it as if you should know. So I don't blame you for saying, what the fuck? The thing is, I need a new challenge. I'm bored of just training. I'm bored of lifting weights. I'm bored of doing cardio. I'm bored of just boxing. Like, I want a challenge. I want a competition. The obvious answer for me would be an Ironman or a triathlon. And not bigging myself up either, but I would also be very good at both if I put my mind to it. But there's one problem. Running does nothing but a disservice for my body. So I'm like, okay, how do I work around this? So yeah, just as an update, I'm still focusing a lot on strength because I just really enjoy that and I think it's good for everyone. But I'm also really enjoying and owning, like, I have a body that's a bit of a machine and I can really push it without feeling the pain. Why am I just doing that in a gym sometimes to relieve stress? Why don't I actually put it into competition, you know? So speaking of peanut butter, this, it is a bit hard to churn, but it's worth it. Imagine if I just swatted that fly on camera, like what would you think of me? Now that I've said that, you know I swatted them off camera. Anyway, this peanut butter from M&S, it is just the most delicious thing. Roasted peanuts, desiccated coconut, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, sunflower oil, golden linseed, dark brown sugar, sea salt. I'm already a bit over peanut buttered, if that's a thing. But it would be rude not to now that I've cracked it open, right? Cheers. I've always been that kind of person that I love waffles. You know, I have a waffle maker and I just love making waffles. I always used to make sweet, high protein waffles. But then whenever I saw people making savory waffles, I'd be like, what are you smoking? Because to me, it's kind of like having savory cake. Anyway, that's how I used to think. But today I'm going to attempt for the first time to make perfect, whatever the fuck that means, savory waffles. And then I guess I'll just play around with the veggies and spices and toppings and stuff. You should also know, guys, I mean, you do know because it's me, but I'm not following any kind of recipe. So I'm just literally going with my sweet recipe the way I know it, but without the protein powder, with the addition of veggies, spices, and onion. Hell yeah, onion. So I'm just gonna guesstimate. This is how I've always made all my recipes, by the way. How many wet ingredients to put in, because they might make it too wet. Can it ever be too wet? You know what, fuck it, you can never have too much carrot though. I've said this before, but I actually hate zucchini. Apart from if it's in zoodles with a really good sauce, but then it's just about the sauce, or if it's fried the fuck out of it with oil and salt. I don't understand people that steam it. Baking powder essential for these to be nice and fluffy. I should put loads in, a bit more. Cinnamon, cumin, and some sweet smoked paprika. Pinch of good salt. Don't know what I mean by good salt. I just use this pink stuff that Jill buys. Using 1 cup water and a little bit of barista oat milk as well, because just why not? Getting a bit carried away now. Very therapeutic. And that, my friends, is what you call reality. And the real life of an influencer. This first one looks absolutely perfect. It smells like I'm making a curry in here, yet it's in waffle form, which is like even better. Guys, I haven't said this in a long time, but would you look at that? And some good peppery extra virgin olive oil. That's not a choice, that's essential. You know I'm going to put tahini on it afterwards, but I want to take a photograph first. Crunch factor. I actually put this one back in the air fryer for a little bit, hence why the rocket arugula is burnt and
good.
There's a bit more salt for me. Babe, come and try some. Cheers. It's a very sexual moment.
That is so nice.
Well, I did make it. I don't care what anyone thinks about that. I'll leave the exact ingredients down below. If I'm being honest, when we're in the UK, we actually eat out very infrequently. If we were in London, it would be a whole different story, but the area we're in, there's not that many great plant-based kind of restaurants, you know? But on this night, we actually went out to this new pho? I don't even know how you're supposed to say it, but that kind of place, however you're supposed to say it, one just opened in our town. And the menu looked pretty good, especially in terms of plant-based options. So we ordered a few platters of their spring rolls with peanut sauce, which was just like 10 out of 10. It was crunchy, it was savory, it was sweet, it was on point. And also sweet chili sauce as well. They were very nice and fresh, but I'm gonna be honest, the rice paper rolls themselves, it was, honestly, to chew one took about 3 minutes, no exaggeration, because they were so thick and gummy that, yeah, we both had jaw ache afterwards, but they still tasted good though. And the peanut dipping sauce made up for that massively. We both got rice noodle bowls. I think I got the super green bowl and added tofu. And Jill got the mushroom version, which, side note, I can't eat mushrooms anymore. I used to love them. I used to love them raw, roasted, on pizza. If I'm being very honest, it just reminds me of doing shrooms and the horrible taste and the nausea that comes along with it. I just can't eat mushrooms anymore, and it's very upsetting because I still love them. Flavor's very nice, lots of fresh herbs on the side too, and fresh lime. These little things make a big difference, you know? To be honest though, it was the exact same type of food that I get at Wagamama's, and you all know I love myself some Wagamama's. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm sending you all enjoyment, love, happiness, and lots of peanut motherfucking butter. And I'll see you on the next video. Laters.